Welcome to another episode of Can You Survive This podcast? Thanks for sticking with me. I have a lot of guests coming up in the next couple weeks. I still have psychic Barbara Bandel, and I also have a few people who I've met along the way, people who have survived crazy things and have crazy stories, rock climbing accidents, getting shot, getting bitten by snakes. I've found some really cool people, so I'm working on scheduling those. So stick with me. In the meantime, I have a hypothetical survival scenario with New York Times best-selling author Mark Greaney. This is from an episode from a couple months ago. I did a custom hypothetical survival scenario for Mark Greaney, who is a long-time Tom Clancy collaborator. So check that out. Also, before you do, I want to take a moment to acknowledge and recognize yesterday was Memorial Day. Let's all please take a moment to recognize all the men and women who have served in the military and passed away. Let's please just take a moment to reflect on that. With a lot of gratitude for all those who have served, and check out this hypothetical survival scenario with Mark Greaney. For this hypothetical scenario, you are a covert operative caught in a high-stakes international espionage mission.
Okay.
As you prepare for your mission, you receive intel that the target is a high-ranking government official in a foreign country. Do you A, gather intelligence and create a detailed plan of action, or B, trust your instincts and proceed with minimal planning for maximum flexibility?
I am a planner. I get past anxiety by over preparing for things. So I would want as much information as I could about the target location, the known associates of the target, all those sorts of things would be really important to me.
A is correct. You gather intel.
Yeah.
Next question. You infiltrate the target's compound, but things take a dangerous turn when you discover that they are not alone. Do you A, abort the mission and retreat to assess the situation, or B, proceed cautiously using your training to navigate the unexpected obstacles?
Well, depending on who they were with, I would probably, just carefully continue. I mean, if they were with a battalion of of shock troops or something, that'd be one thing. But let's say they're with another person, that could actually create some advantages to their attention or whatever. So I wouldn't rule out going forward. So I'd probably try to carefully go forward.
B is correct. You got it. You've obtained crucial information, but your cover is blown and you're being pursued by enemy agents. Do you A, blend into the crowd and evade capture using stealth and deception, or B, engage in a high-speed chase, risking capture to shake off your pursuers?
Well, I write the gray man when the whole point of the gray man is he's able to sort of blend in. And there's a line in the book where somebody says that, they say you could pass him on the street and he wouldn't notice you, and the person who knows him is like, he could pass you in your kitchen and you wouldn't notice him. So I would want to try and blend in if I could.
A is correct. You blend in, you become the gray man.
Yeah.
Now, with enemy operatives closing in, you find yourself trapped in a narrow alley with limited escape routes. Do you A, use your surroundings to set up traps and ambushes, turning the tables on your pursuers, or B, make a desperate leap of faith, hoping to find safety on the other side?
I mean, I mean, honestly, if there were options for a way to sort of trap your pursuers or turn the tables on them, I would definitely go that route as opposed to just the unknown of moving ahead. Let's say I saw some sort of thing that I could use to compromise them, I would take that route. fleeing sounds like the good option, but the way you set it up was, that sort of unknowingness of where you're going or how you're pushing through. I think I would try and make my stand there. Even if I wasn't like physically there, I would try and set up something to at least slow them down.
Great, great. You got it right. You're so far you're 100%. Uh we got a few more questions.
All right.
So, you managed to evade capture for now, but your situation grows increasingly dire as you uncover a conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of government. Do you A, gather evidence and expose the conspiracy, risking everything to bring the truth to light, or B, go off grid and disappear into the shadows, prioritizing your survival above all else?
Oh wow. So that's a that's a tough one because you'd like to think you should bring it to light and do all that, but that exposes you a lot more. And if your ultimate goal is to survive this, I think if you have the opportunity to go to ground, you go to ground. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would like to think that I would try and bring down this conspiracy. Maybe that's where I need to go. That's a tough one. I mean, theoretically, flight would be the way to go there for your own self-preservation. But if it was, if there was something more important than my risking my life, or worth, if there was something worth risking my life, I would probably do that. So this one's a coin toss. I'm going to say I would go to ground and try to avoid um, getting exposed, at least at the beginning.
Okay. Okay. So you're going with B.
Yeah, I'll go with B.
Okay. So I had A, but you're probably correct there that B would keep you alive
Yeah.
and A is going to put you in the risk
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah. I mean, I see A as well as I see B. I mean, it's there's so many other variables, right? That you want to take into power. If it was something really worth risking my life for, I would definitely go A. But if it's just about, me surviving this podcast and surviving this thing, I think the safer course of action is to run for the hills.
Plus, you could probably go B, save yourself, and by saving yourself, you're better able to expose them in the future.
Yeah, live to fight another day type of
Yeah,
situation.
exactly. Okay. So I had A, but we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
You know,
So, okay, we got two more questions. As you dig deeper, you realize that someone close to you has been working against you all along. Do you A, confront them directly, seeking answers and closure, or B, stay vigilant and use their betrayal to your advantage, turning the tables on your enemies?
definitely use their betrayal to my advantage. I mean, in the history of intelligence work, some of the best compromises have been from flipping people into double agents and triple agents and things like that. So I've just, reading enough history, you see that like when you identify a spy, the last thing you do, you only stop them from doing what they're doing when you have to, when there's some emergency reason to do it. Normally, what you want to do is to try and manipulate the information that they're getting and what they're going back to their masters with, and or flipping them to your side. Either way, that's a compromise for the enemy agency, for us to know that one of their people is is spying on us.
Yeah. So B. Correct. Does that, by the way,
Yeah.
a side note, does that ever happen in any of your book series where someone gets caught and then they get flipped and then flipped again, like double, triple agent kind of?
Yeah, yeah, I've written that before, and a Tom Clancy book comes to mind. I'm sure there's not too many scenarios, unfortunately, that I haven't written. But yeah, no, I did the exact same thing in one of the Tom Clancy books I wrote. I think it was called Threat Vector, and yeah, it was that they identified that someone is has infiltrated them, and they try to use that to their advantage.
Cool. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
All right. So, last question. With your enemies closing in from all sides, you must make a final stand to uncover the truth and bring justice to those responsible. Do you A, rally allies and mount a daring rescue mission to save yourself and expose the conspiracy? Or B, sacrifice yourself to ensure the safety of innocent lives and protect the truth from being buried forever?
Sacrifice myself to protect innocent lives. So you're not bringing other people into it, I guess is what you're saying. Um, ooh, that's another one you could go either way. I mean, uh, you know, I feel like I would want to, kind of rally some Confederates to try and help me and stop the conspiracy, even if it would risks my life or their life, as opposed to, just without any more information, just sacrificing your life to expose it. So I'm going to say A for that one. You could go either way, but I would say
Yeah, you got it. A is correct. We're going with the big movie ending. You
A.
you you rally the troops and you gotta do the big finale and
Yeah.
really expose this thing.
Yeah.
So amazing. Congratulations. You got all the questions right and you have survived this podcast.
Thank you.
Um yeah, man, thanks so much for coming on. I'm just like massively inspired by like this huge box of books that I have here that I
Awesome.
know that you wrote like 2 books a year and like just your story of how you were like a Clancy fan and then you got to write with Clancy and
Yeah.
like it's really inspiring to me to also hear someone who's like, oh, I do it because I love it. I was
Yeah.
traveling before I became published.
Yeah.
So I'm really inspired by you and I'm really grateful that you came on.
My pleasure.
The Chaos Agent is the next book. It's out February 20th. Before we wrap up, where can people find you and what else do you want them to know about you?
Well, I've got a website. It's my name, Mark Greaney, Greaney books.com. And that has all the information about me. I'm about to go on a book tour. And so it'll have all information about that on there. And, I'm also on social media. I'm pretty active. So hopefully people will reach out, read the book, see what they think. And, I appreciate the opportunity. This was a lot of fun.
Amazing. Thanks again. And bye, everyone.